Hey y'all, it's Chastity Brianna. That's Chastity with two T's. Thanks for checking out my vlog. So initially I was going to talk about 2020 and recap on it, on how much of a blessing it's been to me and my family. Talk about some of the uglies, the pandemic, but then Christmas happened and I saw y'all are announcing about your babies and about your engagement, and I'm so happy. So I just had to hop on and give some little nuggets about being pregnant because you know I'm expecting a baby boy right now. And so I just want to give you 4 tips on what you should be doing, and it's never too early to start them. First things first, moisturizer, shea butter, cocoa butter, bio oil, vegetable oil. Okay, I'm kidding, but seriously, make sure you're moisturizing your skin. You want to make sure your skin is good and moist because it is going to stretch like this, and it's going to itch, and it's going to give you stretch marks. You might not be able to prevent your stretch marks. If it's just in the game plan for you to have it, then you just gonna get them stretch marks. But if you do, embrace it. I mean, you're creating something so beautiful. I have stretch marks. I didn't want them, but I got them, and it is what it is. However, you don't want that itch. You can prevent the itch. Moisturize. If you don't, you'll be itching like a crackhead. My favorite tip, number 2, your baby registry. It is never too early to start it. Granted, I may have started mine way too early. I was 5 weeks pregnant, but it was because I was on quarantine. I had nothing else to do, y'all. But I didn't realize how much of a benefit it would be to me because I could use it as a checklist. So when I did get something, I can just check it off my registry. Or I caught a bunch of sales. Like, I made my registry in August, and people buy so much stuff during Black Friday and Christmas just because it was so much cheaper. And then they got more things because they wanted to spend a certain amount of money on my baby. But when this was cheaper, they gave them room to buy something else. So that's a plus. You might catch some sales, but also give yourself enough time to review and research things that you're putting on there. You don't want to just have somebody buying you something that you don't know if you really want. I mean, you will never know if it worked for your baby until your baby actually get here. But at the same time, you might have more peace about the item if you do your research on it. So do your registry early enough. Also, I like Baby List. That's where I'm registered at. I like it because it compare prices wherever the thing is offered. So say you want to get a crib and it's offered at IKEA, Target, Walmart, and Baby List. You're going to click on that crib and it's gonna give you all 4 prices right then and there. So whoever looking at your registry can click it and buy it right then and there instead of saying, oh, let me just see if they got this crib at Walmart for cheaper. That way you don't even have to worry about it. Baby List do the work for you. Definitely start to register early. Number 3, moving, grooving, posture, exercise. Those are going to be so important throughout your entire pregnancy, before your pregnancy, and even after your pregnancy. But since you're already pregnant, start now. It doesn't matter how active you were before. It's never too early to start. In fact, it is more beneficial to start early. You know, a lot of people start walking closer to time because they're ready to have their baby, but I promise you, your labor will be so much smoother if you start training your body. Your body is releasing so many hormones. One of the hormones is called relaxin, and it don't mean you need to be relaxing 24/7. It's relaxing your cervix and thinning your cervix so that that baby can come out smoothly. But while it's doing that, it's relaxing your hips, it's relaxing your joints, it's relaxing your ligaments. So you're so much prone to accidents. So you want to make sure you're keeping up what you can keep up before your body just takes over and does what it's going to do anyway. So I recommend like a 20-minute walk, and you don't have to do it every day. You're not trying to run a marathon or anything. You're just trying to make sure you're safe, your body is feeling good, your baby is doing well, because walking, just like any other time, pregnant or not pregnant, it's good for the soul. It's good for your body. It gets the blood pumping. It keeps your heart in shape. Your body is trying to pump so much blood right now to your placenta to supply it to your baby. You need to make sure you're still doing all the things that you can do. So drink your water, move and groove, get you a pregnancy pillow. I'm telling you, work on your posture because that baby is going to be pulling you down anyway. That's why I have my pillow behind me so I can sit up as much as possible. I don't want to be slouched because it's going to be hurting my back eventually. So you want to make sure you're sitting up as good as possible If you don't have a pregnancy pillow, that's okay. Use pillows that you got on your bed. But if you're in bed and you're sleeping on your side, your belly is going to be pulled whatever way you're sleeping. So if you put a pillow between your knees, it'll keep you straight up. And that's going to pull some tension off of your back because you don't want to wake up with back problems. So move, groove, water, posture, and exercise. Tip number 4, maternity leave. I don't care if you're 5 weeks, 15 weeks, 35 weeks, but especially if you're 35 weeks, is you need to be somewhere relaxed and chilling, not worried about filling out paperwork for maternity leave. So get you a folder, label it maternity leave, and everything dealing with maternity leave, keep it in this folder. You never know when you're gonna have to go back to it to send off something because they may say, hey, I can't pay you because I didn't get this form, when you know you filled it out and you got proof of it. But regardless, keep it in your folder. Anyway, so I would go to HR, talk to your boss, and just ask them, what does my maternity leave look like? I thought that it was something that my job paid me for. Even though they give me 12 weeks, only 5 weeks of them are paid. But they're not even paid by my job. It's by a secondary company, which is fine as long as I'm getting my money. However, that process, you have to fill out a claim and then be assigned a caseworker. The caseworker has to contact you, then you fill out more paperwork. So it's a process. You have to give them 46 days to get your claim processing to start a profile. And so if you're 35 weeks, you done already missed out. So I'm just saying, it's never a problem to start too early. All you have to do is put your due date in. Once you get everything done, then you're just waiting to have the baby. But what if there's hiccups? What if they say, again, I didn't get this form, so fax it again, and that's delaying? What if your case manager gets sick and they have to give you a different case manager, and then they have to read up on your files before they can continue on with your processing? Just always think worst case scenario, because you want to make sure that nothing's getting between you and your money when it's time for you to have that baby. I'm going to have to use some PTO. I don't know if you'll have to use PTO. So if you haven't started saving now, definitely start saving. And if you don't have the PTO and you know you're going to go back to work as soon as you get cleared, look into your support systems time off. They may have some kind of family time off, spouse time off, paternity time off. Blake gets 12 weeks off. He ain't taking the whole thing, but if I want to go back to work in 6 weeks and he wants to stay home with the baby and we don't have to put the baby in daycare right away, there you go. So I would just look into all the things, because it's the processing and the paperwork that take the longest. You may be a little knowledgeable and know that you get some time off, but the things that really take the time is getting the paperwork back and forth. And that's tip number 4.